And now, another episode of the Rebels Roost.
Well, it has been, 2 months since the Cheeto Mussolini this moron has came to power. My, don't he look presidential in that picture? This past week, Cheeto Mussolini here unveiled his proposed budget. Now, a president does not actually impose a budget. A president goes to Congress and asks them to take the heat for the budget. In this proposed budget, which I don't think any congressman or senator in his right mind would vote for fear of being voted out of office, he eliminates the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which funds PBS. He eliminates, he wants to eliminate the Peace Corps. He wants to eliminate Meals on Wheels. He wants to eliminate free and or discounted lunches for schools for the poor kids. He wants to cut the State Department budget by close to 40%. He wants to cut the National Institute of Health budget. He wants to get rid of the EPA. He wants to, cut the endowment for the arts budget to basically nothing. He wants to take the Great Lakes Restoration Funds, which currently gets about $100 and some million, and cut it down to $1 million. Yeah, I guess he doesn't care that the Great Lakes is about 1/3 of the world's fresh freaking water supply. And yet he wants to add over $50 billion to the defense budget. Now, the United States already has a bigger defensive capability than the next, 10 or 11 industrialized light nations combined. Who does he think we're going to war with? The boogeyman? Who? He's also said about taking a first strike, preemptive strike against North Koreans. Yeah, okay. What is wrong with that picture? I grant you something has to be done about North Korea. I agree with that. But starting a war that would probably drag China back into it is not the way to do it. And just think, it's not going to be his sons that go and fight this war. It's going to be yours. Your sons and daughters are going to go out and fight and die for this fucking orangutan Oopa Loopa hybrid mistake of humanity. He wants to throw 24 million people off of health insurance within the next 10 years. He's got health insurance for life. He's a president. Those assholes in Congress have health insurance and benefits for life. But they want you to give up your health insurance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that don't seem right. Why should you or me give up our health insurance just so this moron can build a wall, which according to the Corps of Engineers would be damn near impossible to do because of the terrain down there along the border. And so he can add to a military budget that does not need adding to. Congress for years has been trying to force the military to take weapons it says it does not want or cannot use. Not only that, they are encouraging the military to come up with this so-called universal soldier crap. I don't know about you, but I've been in war zones. I've been shot twice. I've seen this so-called futuristic weapon system. It's bullshit. For one thing, carrying a 60-pound plus unit on your back to operate your weapon and your weapon system is bullshit. That'd be one of the first things I would do away with if I'm getting shot at. It slows you down. It hampers your movability. Not only that, but this so-called weapon, the more complicated a weapon is, the more likely it's going to get you killed. Now, I agree in some things, say night vision. Night vision's a good thing. But this computer-controlled crap for infantry is crap. Even if it worked, like I said, the actually added equipment you would have to carry around with you, and then say if it fails, then what the hell you do? Your weapon is tied into this crap. So that right there should be totally eliminated. Now, there's much to say about the so-called F-35. The F-35 is a fighter that has been in development for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. Half the time it doesn't even fly. The military has said repeatedly that it doesn't want that plane. But Congress is forcing it down the throats. Everyone thinks, well, we're in a new century, therefore we need 21st century weapons. That thinking will get you killed. Now, I'm not saying certain things like surveillance drones, they make a big deal about the fact that Cheeto Mussolini here has used them. Every president since they've been invented has used them. Do I think it is wrong to take out an enemy with a drone? No. As long as you can keep the casualties to non-combatants down, no, it's not wrong. Assassination is never wrong as long as it's needed and it works. And you take out your target. His first authorized raid, which he wasn't even there to monitor, got a Navy SEAL killed. I don't know how many innocent civilians killed, took out only one of the bad guys, and didn't even get the main target. What's wrong with that? if you're going to authorize a raid against a primary target, then either kill the son of a bitch or capture the son of a bitch. Tito Mussolini here did neither. And yet he called that raid successful. How is it successful if you do not obtain your objective is beyond me. Evidently, he is functioning in some other dimension where failure is success, and success is failure. Now he's gone, and he insists that he had been wiretapped by Obama. One thing, the previous administration went out of its way not to interfere with Justice Department. So if he was actually wiretapped, it wasn't Obama authorizing it. It would have been the fucking FBI or the NSA. And they would have had to have a warrant. Now there is some question of whether they actually ever had a warrant. If they ever even went to get a warrant. The FBI is saying they never asked for any warrant. The NSA has not said one way or the other. The story is that they went to a judge for a warrant and was denied due to not enough evidence. That's as far as it got to. And then that Kellyanne bitch saying, oh, your microwave can spy on you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure it can, Kellyanne. And your garbage disposal is telling stories about you, too. Better put that tinfoil hat back on. We have turned the asylum over to the inmates. And I blame every one of you assholes that voted for this Cheeto fucking Mussolini here. This goddamn wannabe dictator, fascist son of a bitch, that reads Mein Kampf and selected a passage of Hitler every fucking night. You idolize Hitler, Mussolini, and these other son of bitches who claims that the media is giving false news simply because it does not agree with his fantasies, delusions, and lies. What the fuck's wrong with you motherfuckers? He told you he was gonna fuck you up. You didn't believe it. Now he's fucking you up, and you ain't got no one to blame but yourself. You can't blame liberals for this crap. We told you what would happen. You didn't listen. You did not fucking listen. So how are you gonna like it when your food stamps are gone, your Medicaid is gone, your Medicare is gone, your Social Security is gone, your kid can't eat at school, who you gonna blame then, motherfucker? We ain't gonna be as liberals. We tried to tell you. We tried to tell you what would happen if you elected this asshole. Who you gonna blame when your boy comes home in a box? Because this asshole not only started a war, he started a fucking road war. Who you gonna blame when it's illegal to actually state your mind because your precious freedom of speech has been taken away, And once that's taken away, your Second Amendment's taken away. All because of this moron. He said, well, we got to give him a chance. Bullshit. He's already showed you what he is going to do. Hell, he spent almost $12 million in the past 2 months just to go on vacation every weekend to play around at golf in Florida. By contrast, Obama spent $12 million a year on private getaways. That's a year versus 2 months. Here's a man who said campaigning he would not take a salary as president. Guess what, assholes? He's been cashing his check. Seems to me he's taking a salary. Here's an asshole who came down on Clinton, who I have no great love for either, came down on Clinton and others who are using private email servers, and yet both him and his entire staff are. Not only that, he is texting on an unsecured line. When Obama took over, the first thing he did was surrender his phone because it was unsecured. Now, this dumbass is texting on Twitter, showing his ignorance almost every fucking night on an unsecured phone. He does email on a private email server, same as his cabinet and staff. And yet you dumbasses have said nothing about that, but you were so vocal when it came after Clinton did the same thing. And by the way, so did Bush. So did Clinton #1. So did Bush Sr. They all did. But all you can do is single out Hillary Clinton because you don't like her. Well, we don't like you. We're going to vote for the moron, for the Cheeto Bandito, who openly says he's going to fuck everything up. But we don't care because he's not you. Let me run that by again because that sounds vaguely important. You're going to let this asshole get away with shit that when Clinton was doing it, you said disqualified her for being in the job he now has. A little moronic, ain't it? I said, I have no love lost for Hillary Clinton. But between her and this dumbass, hey, any sane person would have voted for Clinton. What the fuck's your excuse, assholes? Personally, in the primaries, I backed Sanders. I backed Sanders all the way up to Election Day. But Sanders was not going to be on the ballot. Sanity and insanity was going to be on the ballot, and insanity is the one that got the job. Some people have called this dumbass, went so far as to call him a barbarian, a heathen, and a savage. Believe me, as a barbarian, a heathen, and a savage, I find that as a personal insult. Even we want nothing to do with dumbass. You are insulting us heathens, savages, and barbarians the world over by comparing us to this moron. Even we are more civilized than Cheeto Bandito here, Cheeto Mussolini. I know a lot of you may not agree with what I've just said. And I only have one thing to say, fuck off. I might be an old man, but I have lived through every president since Jack Kennedy. I have seen them come and I've seen them go. And I'd rather have Nixon back in office, and he was a fucking crook, at least he was an honest crook, than moron here. And I apologize to all the morons out there because this guy doesn't even rate as a moron. And now he wants to also do away with after-school programs and summer programs. Well, they don't mean nothing. They don't work. When crime starts to rise because of that, don't come bitching to me. I don't want to hear it. Do not blame the liberals or the Democrats or anyone else other than your own stupidity and this dumbass, a dumbass that you put in office. I don't want to even see it say something anymore. That's better. I don't know what's going to happen in this country, but I do think it's going to get worse long before it gets better. Dumbass's disapproval rating right now is 58%. In 2 months, he's gone from, I think it was a 39% disapproval to 58% disapproval, which has to be a record. He has a picture of Andy Jackson now in the Oval Office. Jackson as a president was one of the most vile fucking excuses for a human being ever to hold the office. He told the Supreme Court he would not follow the edicts, the verdicts, and openly defied the court, and no one stepped in to tell Andy that you can't do that. And that led to the Trail of Tears. And this dumbass thinks that was right to do. It was the right thing to do to disobey a Supreme Court verdict. Guess what? The president has no right. He has no power to overrule the court. Neither does Congress. The court is the last say. It's the last stop on if something is legal or illegal. I have no doubt that the court will uphold the immigration decision by the lower court and tell Trump he cannot do that. And I can just picture Trump saying, well, that's your opinion, now let's see you enforce it. Which is what Jackson said when he then deported tens of thousands of Native Americans, and especially the Cherokee, on a Trail of Tears that killed 10,000 men, women, and children. I will close this by saying that if you do not speak out now, you won't be able to later. I do not know what other courses other people will take. But as for me, I will resist.